Hey everyone, Life Coach Carisa here. Do you take pride in being the steady one? The one everyone calls when things go wrong? The one who keeps the house and the career and the family running? It feels like a superpower, but for most of us, it's actually a trap. We've mistaken overfunctioning for capability. And so today I am looking at the hidden price you pay for being the steady one, how to stop carrying what isn't yours, and how to finally lower that internal volume of anxiety and overfunctioning. This is so needed for all of us, and I'm going to tell you why. Are you ready? Let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Do you know what today is? Today I turned 53. And I tell you, I feel great. Thanks to my daughter, I have some yellow balloons all around on the floor for my birthday. I feel wonderful. 53 years old. I still feel in my mind like I'm in my 20s. I have boundless energy. I'm so grateful to the former version of me who decided to change her life all those years ago. At 47 years old, deciding to change and transform my career, my life, and how I navigated, how I was buffering away with unhealthy habits, just all the things I made a point to learn new tools through coaching and change my life. Best thing I ever did. And so I'm so happy to be here with you today. And I'm so happy for this beautiful day, this opportunity to share some new information with you. Thank you for being with me. So this month we have been tackling a role that, you might have played so well, it's become invisible to you. And what this specifically is you are the steady one. We aren't talking about your typical to-do list or time management tips. I'm talking about the silent, heavy weight of being the person everyone relies on to keep the ship upright. And how that specific brand of overfunctioning is at the heart of the exhaustion that you can find yourself feeling. And if you've ever wondered why having it all together feels so lonely and draining, today we are going to look in the mirror and find out what it's actually costing you. Because the reality is that we live in an always-on culture. We are told that being a high achiever means doing it all. But your brain isn't addicted to productivity, it's addicted to hyper-vigilance. You aren't just helping, you are trying to ensure that your world doesn't experience chaos. I want to say that again. You are often addicted to the hypervigilance part. You aren't just trying to help, you're trying to ensure that your world does not experience chaos. I really want you to sit with that because that wasn't an obvious realization I had, but that is how I was navigating my life. And the problem with that is that you have become the chief emotional officer of your life, but your patience bucket is empty by 10 a.m. You're steady for everyone else, but you are drowning in frustration internally. And I have sat in over 1,000 coaching sessions and I see the same patterns. The price isn't just being tired, it's this silent erosion that can affect so many different areas of your life, including like relationships, the one with yourself and the one with others. Like it's this slight underlying frustration that you might feel towards your partner because you're carrying all this mental load. Or it's the intolerance that you feel when your kids need you most because your patience bucket was emptied by 10 a.m. When you are the steady one for everyone else, you are the exhausted one for yourself. You lose creativity. You lose the ability to see how your life could be different because your brain is too busy scanning for the next fire to put out. I know this. I was there. I made some hard decisions about my life. I don't regret it. It set me on a course where I feel more in control and in alignment with my true self. You at least owe yourself the opportunity to explore it. Because you know what's at play here? It's this inherited programming. And that is why I think it's so hard to stop. It is in your programming, your blueprint, Maybe you grew up in a home where busy was the only way to be valuable. I remember being 7 years old, sitting by a window counting cars, just waiting for kind of the boredom and loneliness to end. And I eventually learned that if I just stayed busy, if I acted like I was really productive, it felt safer. It felt normalized. So if your caregivers didn't know how to rest, your brain normalized hypervigilance. And so trying to stop over functioning now feels like moving to a foreign country where you don't speak the language. It feels wrong to sit still because your nervous system equates quiet with danger. And so one of the things we need to do is draw this line between helping and carrying. Helping is a partnership. Carrying is a solo act that will lead to potentially to resentment. And I have lived this in my own marriage. I told myself a toxic story that my value came from how much of the financial and emotional load that I could carry alone. I didn't speak up. I just got resentful that my husband didn't just know how to help. And the reality is that if you don't share the load, you are essentially stealing the opportunity for your partner or your children to grow into their own capability. So I want to give you a quick check-in, a self-check, to see how you know that you are the steady one. So there are lots of different ways we could come at this, but here are three, right? Do a resentment test. When you do something for someone else, is it a gift? Or is it a bit of a loan that you kind of expect them to pay back in gratitude or acting a certain way? Is it truly a gift, or do you notice resentment when you're overloaded and you're doing all the things? Number two is this helping versus carrying. Are you doing something because they truly can't do it, because you don't trust the way that they would do it? I can tell you I did this. With my husband giving our kids baths, it had to be done my way. With my husband scheduling doctor's appointments and taking the kids to the doctor's appointments, I had this control aspect. I wanted it done the way that I wanted it done. So again, where are we allowing others to help us? And so we don't have to carry as much. And the third thing is do a silence test. Can you sit for 10 minutes without checking something? A bank app, an email, your child's schedule, your child's grades, your calendar, the scale, anything, right? Can you sit for 10 minutes without checking something? Grabbing that phone, filling the silence. Because if the silence feels like danger, that is your nervous system trapped in over-functioning. And so if you keep kicking that can down the road for another 5 years like I had done, that river of misery, that place in between the person that you are and the one that you'd like to be, it's real. It's physical illness. It can be a dark, pessimistic outlook where joy just feels like a luxury not available to you. Our bodies were built for short bursts of stress, but not decades of chronic over-functioning. We have normalized racing brains and survival sleep, but it is not normal. It is not normal. I know this now. I didn't used to sleep. I was proud. I sleep 5 to 6 hours a night. Now I sleep 8 hours and I sleep like a baby. My brain is quieter than it's ever been before. You can get there with some intentional actions. First of all, create the awareness. Do you fall into that bucket? Do you want to stay there? Do you want to change? Because you are capable of it. Now, I want you to know that you can't just think you can't think your way out of a survival response, right? You have to feel your way out. So I want you to have like 2 little ideas here of things you can do. An anchor statement. So when you feel the urge to overfunction or overcarry or overdo, I want you to say to yourself, I am safe even if I don't do this perfectly. I am safe even if I ask for help to carry the load. Come up with an anchor statement. And I love to help people create anchor statements. So reach out to me. I would love to help you with that. Anchor statements are how I change my life day in and day out. The other one is this mirror moment, right? Look at where you are overextending. Choose one thing this week to drop. Let your partner handle a task. Let a deadline, be a challenge and not a crisis if it doesn't all work out perfectly. Look in the mirror and really ask yourself, where am I carrying too much? Where am I overextending? Where am I trying to not allow helpfulness? I'm trying to carry it all. Because your worth is not a productivity project. What you accomplish has nothing to do with how worthy you are. You were born worthy. You will always be worthy. What you weren't born to be is a professional firefighter for everyone else's life. Took me a while to realize this. So, transformation isn't a fairy tale. It took a series of small but intentional wins and effort. But it's that moment that a client tells me, hey, I let my husband give the kids a bath. It wasn't how I would have done it, but the world didn't end. And I got 30 minutes to just breathe. Or it's finding your voice to say to your partner or someone that you need help from, hey, I need an hour of self-care today, without feeling this wave of crushing guilt or shame that you needed that. Because you do not have to carry the entire world to be worthy of being in it. You are always worthy, no matter how much you contribute, how much you do. You were born worthy. But let's look at your programming and let's start shifting you from the steady one to the supportive and supported one. Steady one to the supportive and supported one. All right, everyone. I hope you know that you are not alone in this overfunctioning crisis. If you are tired of being the steady one who is secretly falling apart inside, it is so time to rewrite your internal programming. And a great place to start is to check out my book, Why Am I Like This? It's available at libraries in my local area, or you can grab a copy in multiple formats on Amazon to start your journey. And if you are ready to stop carrying the weight of the world, please book a clarity call with me. Let's get you some clarity and peace immediately. Okay, my friends and loyal followers, I appreciate you so much. Greatest gift I can ever have is helping others find more peace and contentment in their life. So stay present, stay curious, and I will see you in the next deep dive. Have a beautiful day.